Welcome back to Going Collecting. I'm Brandon, and with the Winter Games wrapping up here over the next few days, I thought it would be fun to highlight my Olympic pin collection. I have been collecting Olympic pins and Olympic memorabilia since I was a little kid. If it had the Olympic rings on it, I wanted my grubby little mitts on it. About 5, maybe 10 years ago, though, I sat down and started whittling down my collection of Olympic memorabilia because I had so much stuff. I had a lot of different things, and I ended up keeping a lot of the more unique, maybe hard to find, or just like fun to me items. With the LA Games taking place in 2 years, probably right during that time, maybe I'll make a video just highlighting some of the other stuff. But even with the like descaling of my collection, the pins stayed. I love Olympic pins. I've never been able to go pin trading. The LA Games is only going to be the second Olympics that's going to be in the US during my lifetime. Salt Lake City did take place during my lifetime. So I don't know if I'm going to go. It would be so fun. I think I prefer the summer to the winter games. I would assume the average viewer of the Olympics would also agree with that. Um, don't get me wrong, biathlon is amazing. Love watching biathlon. Speed skating and any snowboard stuff is also really fun too. But the with the LA games, not only will I probably make a video highlighting some of the other stuff, but it would be really cool to be able to go and experience the Olympics like in person, see some of the sports I really care about, and also to partake in some pin trading. I've never gotten to trade before. That's another big part. Collecting is one part, trading is another. Anyway, so collecting has always been or collecting the pins has always been a thing for me and has been continues still to this day to be part of my collecting habits. They're really easy to find. I would say 95% of at least they've been really easy for me, I should say. 95% of my collection have come secondhand. I usually find them at garage sales, flea markets, antique stores, rummage sales, stuff like that. And they're usually fairly cheap too. I've looked into it before. Olympic pins, as fun as it is to get them, and I'm assuming also to trade them, yeah, they don't have a lot of resale value. It's very few and far between. I think part of it has to do with the fact of just how mass marketed these things are. There's a ton of them made, um, but with the so there's very few. I don't think I have any that are really worth very much at all, and I'm okay with that because, as I've talked about before on these videos, I don't really collect for value as much as for the experience and also the building of the collection. So I have 10 of my favorites pulled aside for you here today that I want to highlight in this video, starting first with including the current winter games. I would say probably the past 3 Olympics, I've been buying directly from Team USA. I'll buy like one or two. And for this year, I got the Snoop Dogg pin because for some reason, within the past few years, Snoop Dogg has become a. What is his job? Can somebody answer what his job even is? Because I don't know. I love the pin. Glad Snoop Dogg got a pin, but I don't know exactly what his job is. He's kind of a commentator, kind of just like a celebrity personality hanging out with the Olympians. I don't know what his job description is, but he got a pin, so I was like, okay, yeah, that's pretty fun. Uh, Obviously, every year there's like a mascot, or I should say every Olympics, there's a mascot that's made, and the mascot will be thrown on different pins and stuff. I think these were the mascots from Vancouver. If not, they're just other like really cute, adorable cartoon characters. These are ones that I really like to get as well. They're also playing curling, another one of my favorites from the Winter Games. It's hard, especially when you're buying these secondhand. It's kind of hard to be like picking and choosy. This one I think was a gift. I think this one was like a gift I got either for my birthday or Christmas from probably my mom, who's also a big Olympics fan. And it's kind of hard to be picky and choosy when you're like getting them in the wild because even though there may be specific sports or events or Olympic games that I really want to get, like it's kind of hard to be very specific. So usually, like I said, at like my birthday or something or Christmas, I might get one or two from my family. That's like more specific to events that I like. This very heavy one is from the 96 Atlanta Games. And what is unique about the 96 Atlanta Games is that this was the 100th anniversary of the modern Olympic Games. And they marketed the crap out of this Olympic. That was probably the bulk of my collection of my just like expanded Olympic memorabilia was the 96 Atlanta Games. There was so much stuff made for that games. And ironically, though that is the easiest one to go out to your local antique store and probably find some stuff of, as I was going through my pins to pick out for this video, I'm pretty sure this is literally the only pin I have from that games. I don't have any other ones, even though it is everything else is so easy to find, and you'll find such random things too. One of the few, so obviously there's like in American sport history with the Olympics, there are some big ones, right? There's the 1980 U.S. hockey team. I would love to have a 1980 U.S. hockey team pin. I don't. I would also love to have a 2008 Beijing swimming pin, when Michael Phelps is breaking all of his records with swimming. One that I do have, though, this is from the 1992 Olympic Games basketball. So this is the dream team. This is part of the dream team. And so very happy I have this. I think I bought this without even really initially connecting the dots that this would have been the dream team. Now, as an adult and fully appreciating everything about it, I'm very happy that I have this one. One of the big things about the Olympic pins is that there's a lot of like marketing that goes, like cross promotional marketing that goes into it, sponsorship marketing that goes into it. So you can find pins either through Team USA or other places that are sponsoring the Olympics or sponsoring Team USA. So like this year, and I think the past few Olympics as well, there's been pins made with the Looney Tunes on it and Snoopy, and I can never get any of them because they sell out so quickly, and I love Snoopy, which sucks. But I've gotten a handful of other ones over the years of just like I said, these like promotional pins, sponsorship pens, all this kind of stuff. First, we have a Betty Crocker slice of cake. I also have one of Oven Mitts as well. This is from the '02 Winter Games. Yeah, '02 Winter Games. Betty Crocker slice of cake with this whole card on like how this is like a tradition, and the Olympics is all about tradition, and eat Betty Crocker. Eat Betty Crocker cakes. So I love that. Also have, this is Barcelona. Yeah, this one's from Barcelona. It's a Coca-Cola pin from Barcelona. I just love how simple this design is. I'm not like a Coca-Cola merch collecting person. I know that's like a whole thing for some people. But if this was like a whole sign, if this was like a big tin sign, that would totally be in my garage. I love how this one looks. I think that would be a lot of fun to have up in the garage. This is, who do we have here? Sarajevo, and it's the Campbell's kids. I don't know if they have names. I feel like that would be something I would know. But it's the Campbell's kids doing, sorry, my nails are yuck. Oh my gosh, my nails are so bad. Should have clipped my nails before this. But yeah, this is the Campbell's kids doing figure skating, and I think I have a speed skating one as well. Do these kids have names, by the way? I feel like that's something I should know, is if the Campbell's kids have names. Here's a character, though, that I do know by name. It's Grimace. I don't know if McDonald's is still a big Olympic partner, but I know there for a long time they were. And I would love to have more of these. I would love to have Ronald, Mayor McCheese, Birdie, the Hamburglar. Like, I would be all for getting the whole batch of these guys, but I at least have Grimace. That's the only one I have from Ronald McDonald. One last tie-in one, and honestly, one of my all-time favorite pins in my collection. This is from Tyson Chicken. Just look at that little Dippy. Look at that adorable little guy. And I have another one that's doing the rings from gymnastics. Isn't that so cute and so fun. They're seriously like two of my favorites. I have so many other. I forgot to count how many I have ahead of time. Like I said, this is just like 10. So this is like the tip of the iceberg. But yeah, seriously, like my top three favorites are these two little Tyson chickens doing gymnastics. I love that so much. Speaking of, before I do my last pin, because it's sentimental, before I do my last pin, speaking of promotional tie ins, this video is brought to you. I'm kidding. That I don't have sponsorships. Not yet. BetterHelp hasn't found out about me yet. They will though. They sponsor everything. But speaking of like promotional things, it I was as I was getting this ready, I realized that so NBC, Comcast, Universal, blah blah blah, Peacock, they like own the streaming rights for the Olympics or however that works, whatever the correct term is. And they're probably going to keep it forever because they lose money on this gig every year or every Olympics. And so nobody's going to touch that. But here's the thing. So here's all these promotional tie-in ones. Like I said, there's also Looney Tunes and Snoopy, like, these other fun characters. I don't know if I have ever seen them do a Olympic pin collection with any of the characters they own. You mean to tell me that none of those guys sat down and thought, "Oh, we should put the Minions in a bobsled and put that on a pin?" Like, obviously people would buy that, or the Trolls hot ice skating or something. Like, it just seems like the DreamWorks and Illumination characters would just do so well in pin form. One last pin for me to highlight here today is the one that started it all, and that is my Greece. It's a little crooked. There we go. This is from Athens, I should say. Team USA. This is Taekwondo. Athens was the first Olympics that I really paid attention to, and I had just started training in Taekwondo at that time period. So naturally, I thought it was so cool that the martial art I was doing was an official Olympic sport as well. And so this actually came from Greece. I think this was a present. I don't remember why. Maybe a birthday present. If my mom's watching this video, she will send me a text because, again, I know it came from her. But it came from Greece. I remember that part because they gave it to me in the envelope from Greece with a ton of stamps on it. I think they bought it off of eBay, and it was after the games. I'm pretty sure it was after the games at that point. So this is the one that started it all. So obviously, if I ever do decide to whittle down the collection, or if I do ever get to go to an Olympic pin trading thing, this ain't going anywhere. This one's staying right here with me. Because not only is it my first, I also still love Taekwondo. And yeah, those are the highlights at least. I have so many other ones that I could have shown, but I wanted to keep this moving. And plus, there's another Olympics in 2 more years, so I'll show you more then. Thanks for watching this video. Please leave a comment if you also collect Olympic pins or which one your favorite pin was in this video. And check out the videos that are probably popping up on screen if they haven't yet already. And I'll see you next time.